justice for all.
Thank you very much. We have Pastor David Carlson here on behalf of Capital.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we are blessed with leaders who lay themselves open to criticism and the rewards of public service. Being limited by time and resources, they try their best to respond to the will of the people. We respect the rules and regulations that force on that among them. Continue to support them in their desire to serve. In thy name we pray.
Thank you, Pastor. Public input at this time? Yes. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sue Schlegel, in case you don't recognize me. I stand before you as the coordinator of Birdsville City Byway, and you have in front of you several items that are paper put together that I would like to call your attention to. And before I start that, I'd like to introduce the people who are here with me. William Forsberg, who is an artist on the byway and a Roxbury representative, and Dr. Blake Frederickson, the Smoky Valley Historical Foundation, and Rick Martin, who is Wildlife Parks and Tourism representative. As most of you know, we have come before you previously to present to you the corridor management plan, which is a reference piece that looks something like this. So if you find it on your shelf gathering dust, you might want to look at it. That's the Prairie Trail Corridor Management Plan. Since that time, we have been able to collectively present what you see in front of you, a brochure. We need to thank the Dayton Hanson Foundation for funding by grant this particular item. It is a collective work of about 15 people and about 3 seasons worth of time. If you remember the original Prairie Trail Byway, it went from Canton up to 141. Pascagoula Lake and up. And then we came to you as to the other civic community groups and asked for their blessing as well as the governance groups. And it's been extended now to Ellsworth and up to 156 Interstate 70. So what you have is the map, and then you have the reason to travel the byway, which are all the things that are here. At this point in time, I'm doing presentations to the city councils. We've been to the first city county commissioners. We will get Ellsworth County and Ellsworth and Monmouth. We've been to Marquette. Our current tasks are signage and kiosks. And who knows where the kiosk is for Prairie Trail City Byway? It's in the Percy County Fairgrounds. It's what you call a politically placed kiosk. And we would like to modify that and add a kiosk that's a little more accessible off of Interstate 70 and 135 to be able to work with KDOT to get that done. We also are in the process of working on interpretive signage and putting together a PowerPoint presentation for us to go on the road to communities with civic groups and community groups as well. You also have a document that looks like this. This is the 2016 PowerPoint or Power Travel information about tourism. And I would call your attention to the fact that on the inside, bottom left-hand side, it says each household in Kansas would have to pay $511 to generate this revenue on an annual basis. For Lindsborg, that means $1,533,000 that don't get taken out of the coffers because of the tourists who visit Kansas. And most of you know that I'm also on the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and feel very strongly about the fact that we need to do more for tourism. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Any other public input at this time? Seeing none, are there any amendments to the agenda? Council members? Hearing. Thought you were going to step on top here. Mayor's report, it's really a business portion of that. The first thing is the National League of Cities. Greg sent that out as a Friday report. Meeting to get with Greg or Cassie to determine who would like to go, if there are members of the council who would like to go, based on the criteria that you saw in the Friday report. So please, Greg, would you like them to respond to you?
As soon as possible, because the deadline is July 15th for early registrations.
So a week from Friday is the deadline. We need some time to get that in. It does save some dollars on the registration. Is there anybody here tonight that has thought about it since seeing the Friday report and wishes to put their name in at this point? Hearing Rick Martin speak up. Anybody else? Keep that in mind as you look at that and see if that fits into your schedule. I think it's an opportunity to go and learn and see what's out there. So, Greg also tells me we need to set a date for the budget hearing. Meeting hearing. So look at your calendars. You want to do that right now, Greg?
If at all possible.
What dates are you looking at, Greg? October what?
Well, we need to come up over, let's see if we can adopt that.
Just trying to start the
Next week, I think would be good. I'm not sure what schedules are when I say next week.
The 11th
Monday.
and 15th.
Any day in between would work also.
I'll be gone next week.
I'll be gone the next week.
The 18th, 22, you're gone, David? Okay.
13 through 30.
Okay. So part of this week. Is there anybody else conflicts next week?
Well, not next week. Next week will be fine for me. I will be gone the week of 25th and 29th. Next week I'm mistaken.
Well, from a timing standpoint, the sooner we can do it, the better.
Tuesday the 12th?
Tuesday's the 11th, isn't it?
This is what-
That's what I get not having a calendar.
Tuesday the 12th.
Or Monday. Either or.
Monday the 11th. What's your desire?
Tuesday's my preference.
Tuesday the 12th. Becky, that work for you? As far as you know?
Monday the 11th is really good for everybody.
Me too.
I will be here on 12.
Make it what?
Monday the 11th. I see 3 Monday the 11th. Rick, are you okay?
Sure.
The 11th?
I'll get it.
11th?
Sure.
What time? 5:30.
Yes, 5:30, start at 6.
Greg will send a reminder to Friday report, but please put that down Monday the 11th, 5:30, start at 6.
Does that mean the date that you tentatively put down here for August 1,
That's the hearing.
the budget hearing, or is that just the thing before the regular council?
No, we need to have a fairly good idea of the budget we want to adopt for publication requirements by August 1, our next regular, because we have to have a budget adopted by August 15th. And then submitted to the county no later than the 25th. So, the idea is to have it early in case there's changes, because from when we first reviewed the CIP, there were some blanks in it that have been now filled. So we need to review those. This will also be your first opportunity to look at the budget as it's been put together at this point in time. Usually we don't have it quite this early. We actually got the assessed valuation numbers earlier than we've ever gotten them. We did have to make a change today. We got our revised unemployment numbers today, so I had to redo the salary budget, which was a pretty quick fix. At least for my part, I'm not sure about theirs. So, but I think all the numbers that today are ready, or will be ready by the 11th, and presentation and discussion.
Is that a yes or a no?
That's a no, we're not going to adopt it, we're not going to have a hearing on the first.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, please, everybody count on that. I will be the one absent, I believe, and we'll let Corey know. 4th of July celebration, again, thank the volunteers and the performers that did perform. I thought it went off. It was great. And fireworks. There was lots of fireworks began throughout the town last night. And I remember for quite a while, so appreciate everybody who was involved in that. July meetings, please keep those in memory, put those on your calendars, and let's move to the consent agenda. What is your desire?
Move to approve.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Kelly? Yes. Betty? Yes. Lee?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Eagle?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Item number 7 is planning and zoning. I will ask Greg to run this portion of the meeting as this involves property that you will, or manage. Sorry.
Gary, if you would come forward to discuss the planning and zoning meeting and the proposed ordinance for consideration this evening.
At our last meeting, Planning and Zoning approved a recommendation for a zoning change that will add a use to the downtown C2 district child care centers. It will be the 78th permitted use in the downtown area. There is an exception. It's not a by right use. It needs to go through the Board of Zoning Appeals and receive a special use permit. I believe in an earlier report I made a mistake saying this would be the only special use permit allowed in C2. Actually, our residential first floor rear half is also a special use permit. The special use permit idea was to provide a little bit of control over the use so that it wouldn't necessarily prevail in the downtown district. The BZA would have some control over approvals. Other than that, there was not a lot of discussion in planning and zoning that passed with a unanimous vote. It now goes before you to approve in the form of an ordinance. And if you do, then it becomes the law once it's published in the newspapers.
Where is this property?
Well, we're not voting on the property. We're voting on the use in the downtown C2
I
district.
understand that. What is the possible?
The topic came up based on a plan for the former Howells lumberyard
Thank you.
property. Again, this ordinance will allow it anywhere in the C2 district to be used.
And on this map, the red or pink is C2.
There is a pink C1 in the area that is a different.
Oh, well, I see that, yeah.
So what we're meeting at this time is an approval of ordinance number 4995.
Yes.
Move to approve. Second.
Any other discussion?
Gary, I know it has to be approved by, if this is adopted, it has to be approved by the Board of Zoning Appeals. I know through that process, there are steps that they have to consider before they can approve it. What are those items that they?
Well, there are 14 different considerations that BZA, protection against fire hazards, observation, general police, basic things. But as it pertains to this topic, one stands out: value type and character of existing or authorized improvements in land uses, encouragement of improvements in land uses, keeping the overall planning. They consider the let's just say the number of child care centers that maybe exist in the neighborhood. There would be a level of control so that we don't have 20 child care centers in what is typically thought of as the retail districts. And I think that's really important. That was my concern with adopting the use is that potentially we could see the downtown become a daycare center. And that, to me, would be inappropriate. But BZA would have the control of that in keeping the overall plan. They look at the comprehensive plan, they look at a specific special use permit and determine whether it is in fits. Now, if it were by right, without the special use permit, if it were by right, anybody could open up and operate a daycare center in any building, storefront. Did that answer the question?
Yes. Any other questions? Jerry, can you roll call, please?
Certainly. Becky?
Yes.
Emil?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Blaine?
Yes.
Betty? Yes. Stella?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item number 8, old business, I don't see anything listed there under new business. Item A, the 2015 City of Lindsborg audit. Rick, you wanna step forward and read
I would like to welcome, one, we have a new audit firm this year. We were working with David O'Dell. His practice was purchased, he sold his practice to Adams, Brown, Bear, and Ball. And they have honored the contract that we had with Dave O'Dell. And this evening we have with us Danielle Hollingshead, who was the head of the audit team that did the audit of the city this year. With that, I'll turn it over to Danielle to just kind of talk briefly about some of the highlights or lowlights, whatever you want to call it, the audit.
I kind of go through this quickly, so if any of you have any questions, feel free to stop me. You guys have 2 audit reports. We did 2 different type audits for you guys this year. We did an audit under KMAC, which is in a sense cash basis, and then we did an audit of your business type activity funds, which is accrual basis, or under GAAP. I'm going to start with the KMAC audit because it is over your entire government, whereas the other ones are just your utility funds or ambulance funds. So I don't know what you guys have in front of you, but on page 1, 2, and 3 is the audit opinion, and basically this is where we state that we're giving you an unmodified opinion. It's the 3rd paragraph down. The 2nd paragraph is stating that we're giving you an adverse opinion, and this is on GAAP because you guys pass a GAAP waiver every year allowing us to follow KMAC or cash basis or regulatory basis as they call it. So we are giving you an unmodified opinion, which is the highest opinion you can receive. On page 4, this is the actual financial statement that we're giving you the opinion on. The city pools their cash, but they do have separate funds that they keep track of. Your unencumbered cash from last year to this year, which includes accounts payable and encumbrances at the end of the year, actually went up $1.1 million approximately, which is very good. You can see the detail of each fund. We do have a prior period restatement, and I'm going to address that as we get further in the footnotes. But you can see the changes of each fund. I kind of added up quickly your reserve funds, and you guys transferred $504,500 into your reserve funds, which is very good. Any questions on that financial statement?
Are we still on page 4?
Yes.
Where is this line you just quoted of reserve funds?
It's I added them up. You guys have several reserve funds. You have
Okay.
utility reserve funds.
That's what I
as well.
thought. Okay.
Yes. So I just added them up myself.
Put our next page down, the next page.
There we go. Thank you.
The next several funds are the financial statement footnotes. Nothing's really changed with K9 Big in the last year from what you've seen the last actually probably 3 years. So I'm not going to go through each one of these in detail, but I do want to point out a couple of them. If you can flip over to page 15. This is where we have a couple new footnotes that you probably haven't seen in the past. We have a reclassification footnote, and this is just, we did some cleaning up per se of the funds and account lines just so there wasn't so many. We put it more in line with your budget so that it And then note 17 is a prior period restatement. And the reason for this is we had unreported vacation. And this can go one of two ways. Some people report it, some people don't. The difference between years is usually immaterial. However, because you guys have the business type activity fund audit, you were reporting it on that audit, but you weren't on this one. And so we just chose to make it consistent between the two audits, and we went ahead and reported the vacation. So that's just your accrued vacation at the end of the year. The other one is accrued bond interest, and under KMAG, we don't accrue anything but compensated absences. So we just reversed that entry, and so that actually had a positive effect on your financial statements. Any questions? Page 17 and 18 is your debt schedule, and I know Larry does a recap that you guys have probably seen. At the end of the year, you ended with $8.1 million left in debt. I did some debt ratios. Unfortunately, it's very hard with cities around this area to try and get a good comparable of what other cities have. So I ran them, but if you don't have an industry to really compare to, they don't really mean anything. So I'm not going to go into any ratios, but your debt to your receipts for the year does look good. I mean, you have enough receipts to cover your debt. So. Page 20 or 19 is where we compare your expenditures to your certified budget. We did not have any budget violations. We also did not have any statute violations this year. And then the remaining pages 20 through 49 is just detail of each of those funds and what went through them. I'm not going to go through any of them in detail, but if you have any specific questions on any of them, I would take those at this time.
I do have a question. You said there weren't any statutory violations this year. Was that meaning there have been?
No, we just
You were
have,
just stating it.
yes, that is one of those that came out audit. They give us 2 big checklists that we have to go through on statutes, and we do not have any violations on this checklist. Questions on that one? I'll touch base on the second audit. These are your business activity funds. On page 2 again, 1, 2, and 3 is our opinion letter, and I want to explain this opinion letter a little bit because it looks different than what you're used to in the past. We have an unmodified opinion on our non-major funds, which are actually the reserve utility funds. We don't have any issues in those funds. And the other funds, we have a qualified opinion, and the reason for this is according to GASB 45, you have to have an OPEB actuarial done, or there's actually a simpler version that you can do, but it still requires a specialist to do it. What that is basically because you guys, per Kansas statute, offer retirees health insurance after they retire, you have to, there's a basically liability hanging out there, similar to the capers issue that you may have seen hanging out there that needs to be reported on the books. We don't have to report that on a KMAG audit because we're cash basis, but because this is an accrual-based audit, we have to report it. It would be very costly for the city to go and get that done, and it really, for what we've been told, has no impact on your bond rating. They're very aware of the situation, and so we just noted that we are qualifying the opinion for that purpose, but no other issues did we have. So
Give you an
that's-
idea of the cost of that, between
Yes.
$5,000 and $7,000 to have an actuarial study of that particular issue, and didn't feel it was worth it.
Any questions on that?
Is that different from offering, I mean, is that like offering, is it health insurance after retirement?
This is what
To
this.
employees?
This is what we do. It's by state statute in our personnel policy. If you retire before age 65, you can continue to participate in the city's health insurance program. Now, you pay 100% of the premium. He has to be 45, says there's a liability because since that retiree is participating in a group plan, they're being subsidized. Because if they went on the market individually, their cost of health insurance would be more, therefore they're being subsidized. Now, Danielle, she can attest that we went back and forth quite a bit on this one. If the employee chooses, I mean, we offer it, and if they miss a premium, we don't carry them anymore because they're, under our policy, we're not required to pay that premium for them. So 100% of the obligation is the employees, but
So, city employees don't have to participate like, in COBRA because it's a governmental agency? I mean,
this is for retirees only.
okay, so, all right, so it will bring.
This is their COBRA is, let's say I was dismissed,
Right.
I have the opportunity to continue to participate for, was it 12, 18 months? 18 months. This is, if I retired at age 62, I could participate in the program for 3 more years till I turn age 65. It's a good one.
It's a perk.
And the only way around it is if basically you would have a whole separate policy out there for those active retired, I mean, you have your active employees and then you have your retirees. To where there isn't this, like he said, there isn't a benefit to retirees being in active plan. So, which is really not possible. I mean, that would cost effective at all. So, again, it shows qualified, but many of the bond companies, we have never had an issue with qualified. Okay. The next several pages is a manager's discussion and analysis, and this comes from Greg, and it's basically a recap of everything that's through the, in the audit in a summarized format. I'll let you guys read through that. On page 8 is the statement of net position, and the difference between a KMAG and a business type is these financial statements look more like your balance sheet and income statement that you would have for your business. So it's a little easier and more user-friendly to business people who are familiar with these kinds of statements. On page 8 and 9, this is a recap of all of them together. If you turn to page 11, this is by fund. So it gives you a good idea of how each of your business funds are operating and whether they're sustaining by themselves or whether you're having to support them with general fund money. On page 13, you can see your total bottom line for the year, income versus expense, income over expense, and none of them were in the red for the year, which is good. Statement 5 is your cash flow, showing how your cash is used in each of those funds. Any questions on those financial statements? And the remaining several pages are the footnotes again to these financial statements. They're very similar to what's in the KMAG financial statements. KMAG does not issue an opinion on fixed assets or capital assets. So there is another footnote in there in regards to your capital assets and the policy that you're following there. The other one, big footnote difference is on page 20. And this is your defined benefit pension plan, which is your papers. This actually is under GASB 68 and it came out this year, had to be implemented this year. It is several pages long. It is quite a footnote. This would be very similar to what that OPEB footnote would be like. And basically what this did is it reported a liability in your financial statements for the unfunded portion of the pension plan. That paper says is unfunded. And they provide us the actuarial and the numbers and these their numbers. net pension liability was 1.1 million. Of that amount, 505,000 is reported in business funds. On page 24, we have a prior period restatement on this audit as well, mainly for that pension, and that is because of the implementation of GASB 68. Page 27 is just your footnote for your long-term debt, and this is just the debt that's going through the business funds. It's similar to the one that's in the other audit, but it's just the debt that belongs to these funds. Page 28 and 29 are required supplementary information that's part of that pension liability. I don't have a lot to say on that. I'm not sure what it brings to the reader, to be perfectly honest, but fortunately we can't go against GASB. So the remaining funds, page 30 through 35, are just the detail that matches basically the KMAG audit. And on page 35, this is a reconciliation of this audit to this audit, basically, and how the differences between the two based on the different types of accounting policy we're following. Any questions on either of those? All right. The other two things that I have is a management letter and a governance letter. There are 3 types of deficiencies that we can issue when we're doing our audit, and this is when we're looking at internal controls and the recommendations we can give on increasing your internal controls and safeguarding your assets. The 3 types are a control deficiency, which is like the bottom level, a significant deficiency, which is in the middle, and then a material weakness, which is we feel like it caused a material misstatement in the financial statements or could potentially cause a material misstatement. I'm going to start with the management letter. These are our more significant findings, and a lot of them. One of the things I want to say is you guys have employees that have been here forever. And so I think that there's just a lot of habit, and as coming in as new auditors, we just wanted to bring, it may not be concerning to you, but if something was changed in their lives or whatever it may be, there are some internal controls that we feel like are lacking. But I also understand that they have employees that have been here forever. And so we realize that. Unfortunately, we still have to note it. The first one is inventory. With the business type activity funds audit, again, it's a pool base. We have to report inventory. I don't know that the question was ever asked in the past, and so when we asked it this year, we found that we had 91,000 in inventory that had not been reported. So we had to report that on the books.
Inventories of what?
That was basically meters. It was in the electric and water department. Okay. The second one is journal entries. The city does a lot of journal entries. We found that most of the next 2 actually kind of go together. All their deposits and receipts were being reported through journal entries instead of the cashiering system. This just poses a very large material weakness because journal entries are going to be where overriding controls happens. So good internal controls over journal entries is important. They need to be reviewed, and they need to have supporting documentation. And the least amount of journal entries we can do, the better. So we just recommend using their cashiering system. On the second page, you have segregation of duties for all 3 entities. That's pretty typical of the city this size. It's pretty hard to get around that unless you have several staff in place. And then the very last one is just on expenditures that happened in the expenditure that we pulled. Didn't go through council. It was one that was after council approval, but before the next council meeting. Now that you have it every 2 weeks, I think it was because you were only having once a month,
Once a
maybe
month,
back
yes.
then. Now that you have every 2 weeks, I think that's been fixed for the rest. So those are ones that we would love to see resolved if possible. The other one is a governance letter, and these are what we just recommendations that we feel could be easily implemented. I'm not going to go through all of them. The two that I mainly wanted to touch on is the bank reconciliations and trying to get some segregation of duties there. They really need to be, this bank statement needs to go to whoever's going to review the bank reconciliation. They need to get an original copy, and then they also need to sign off as their approval on the bank reconciliation. And then the other one is the accounts receivable. We fought the accounts receivable this year. It turned out to just be a software issue and the time when reports are in. So we just want to make sure that the staff is reconciling that on a monthly basis, and that's for your utility fund audit as well. Any questions on the letters? Any comments?
These are suggestions.
That's correct.
Any glaring, what you would say, errors that we need to correct immediately?
The only one that I would say really should be fixed is the journal entries. That one really was concerning to us, and we talked to Greg, and I know Greg talked to the manager. Other than that, the other ones, yes, you are right. They're just internal control recommendations. And again, I know your guys' staff has been here for a long time. If you have change of personnel, these would be even more important. Or if a crisis happens in their family, when you have a break in internal control and a crisis happens in the family, that's when something can happen. So we just like to see these letters.
Thank you.
Well, we've already implemented some changes. The receiving has also reduced the number of journal entries. A large number was receiving of collections. And the receivables, the reason we're now no longer taking payments after 4:30 is because of the way our software works, and it's time sensitive or date sensitive, that we have to close it out and balance it that day, or it will misapply collections. And therefore, I can't explain it totally, but it will misapply and misstate the receivables. So we've been closing at 4:30 and balancing daily, and it balances. And balance, I mean, after doing it for 1 month that way, the receivables also balanced. Before last year, when we were doing our cash collections and billings, there was only 1 month where we had a variance, a large variance. So we felt that it was somewhere in the system itself, not in how we were doing it, because it was like at most, I think 1 month we found the error that month. 2%, 2 or 3%.
Collections were fine.
Yeah, they just
This
parallel.
could not get our AR, so when we do an AR rec, we take the beginning AR, we add in the billings, we take out the collections, and we should come up with our ending AR. We could not get that thing to tie for the longest time. So we knew it had to be something with the system and the way the reports are ran. So they had to contact their system and have them work with it.
And the way your company works, Danielle, you will normally continue to be associated with our account?
You guys have to approve me, myself, yes, but you guys approve a 3-year engagement every 3 years.
With your company?
Me,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'm just saying, normally speaking, you would follow this through to next year. and
Oh, yeah, yes.
You personally.
Me personally, yes.
I think there's a real strength and a little background in this.
Yes, I am actually an audit manager at the firm. I'm one of a few audit managers, so I am 95% auditing, and so that's, yes.
Good job.
David, I just asked Greg, there's one more year on the 3-year contract, so.
Better be good.
Well, I do want to thank the staff, because I know any year you have But I think this year was exceptionally transitional for them, and we really appreciate them helping us get everything that we needed and getting the audit completed, so.
Any additional questions?
Are you looking for a motion to adopt the audit?
Accept.
Accept. I'd like to make a motion to accept the 215 City of Lindsborg audit.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Becky? Yes. Eno?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Rick? Wade?
Yes.
Eddie? Yes. Kelly? Yes.
Acceptance carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Danielle.
Item B is
Sorry,
DSO.
did you have the representation letter?
Oh, I haven't had to sign it yet.
Yeah, that's okay. If you want to mail it to me, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do that in the
Thank
morning.
you.
DSO Electric Mutual Aid Agreement. Greg, you want to talk us through this?
You have before you a mutual aid agreement with DSNO to provide services in the case of a disaster, and in fact, we have provided mutual aid services to DSNO Rural Electric Cooperative. This formalizes that particular relationship. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary in this agreement. It doesn't obligate us to provide services. They can request, and if we accept or if we do provide services, kind of outlines roles and responsibilities of each group.
Goes both ways, right?
Correct.
Make a motion to adopt the PSO Electric Mutual Aid Agreement.
Been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Is this, I take it this is just a pretty standard agreement.
Yeah.
It's been reviewed.
It's been reviewed by legal counsel and the city's council.
I gotta say, I like things like this. I like written down agreements. They seem to, if we had had some of these for some of the issues we had in the past with other things, life would be so much easier. No, this is great. Whoever instigated it or whatever, this is excellent.
Just go by voice vote.
Yes.
Seeing or hearing no additional questions, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Do not know of any executive session. Greg?
No, somebody else has something.
Hearing none, let's go to department head meetings. Start with Holly.
Well, I wanted to share with you first of all tonight that we are at 80 events booked for the Sunstrom for 2016. Our most we've had on the books so far since we've been open is 81. Our goal for this year was 90, so I feel like we're well on our way to getting to where we would like to be there. Currently, there are at least 2 contracts that are still pending, so I feel like we're at a midpoint. We would be a good target. And there are about 10 events on the books already for next year, which is fantastic. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you as I went through last week, I told you in my Friday report that I got to share with South Central Kansas Tourism Coalition and provide their annual meeting that they have, an educational session. And we got to talk about how we do tours in Lindsborg, how we bring in that business and what makes us unique and different. And as I prepared for this, I had the experience the week before of being in Kansas City and touring a facility called Innovational Dimensions. And Dimensional Innovations, maybe that was. And this place was just amazing. They have an R&D department within their facility. They do graphic design that is just unbelievable. And they do interactive components for major corporations and for major college teams. I mean, things that were just beyond my imagination. They have a retired NASA engineer that works for them in their R&D department. But one of the things that I saw there, one of the major college football teams is currently having them put together virtual reality headsets for them, where you can put on a football helmet for this team that has the virtual reality headset inside of it. And you can feel like when they are marketing to you that you should go to college there and be part of the team, that you're running out on the field with the team, no matter where your eyes look, you see them in the stadium, you see your teammates off to your side. I mean, it feels like the real thing to the potential player. They let them feel what it would feel like to be in a play in a game. And so here are all these horribly expensive marketing tools that are being used around us all the time to entice people to have like an emotional engagement to what they're wanting to sell to them. And so I came back thinking, how am I going to teach this session to this group of people that have less budget by far than what I even have? One of the women, I think, told me she's worked for 23 years for this county for free with zero budget. Anything she has to come up with out of her own pocket or fundraising within the community. I felt really good after that, like really good. But anyhow, what we came down to as I started preparing this is the experience that we provide. And so we've been talking about that now within entities within the CBB board and ad hoc gatherings. And I've been talking about this as I share with organizations within our community that provide tour experiences to our groups, is that we have to be exceptional in the way that we provide customer service, in the way that we provide any type of interactive experience, in the way that we return phone calls, in the way that we provide materials that are visual for them. In any way we can, we have to be the exception. But I think our one-on-one engagement is the thing that makes us very different from anywhere else. And I feel like the group that was here learned a lot. And we went to the Sunzane Gallery and they learned from them about how we prepare docents. They did an exceptional job of that at the Sunzane. And we talked about how ad hoc provides a component. And Kathy Richardson and Terry Lindsborg, who was again a member of ad hoc, and a new member came in and shared what that ad hoc experience is like for a new business owner and for a seasoned business owner, and what expectations are within our group, how we work well together. We talked about the tour experience and how the CBB works with entities throughout the community and what the expectation level is for volunteers. In the morning, we toured Bethany Church, and we actually had volunteers come in and get a little bit of the program and talk about what that experience is like and why they want to do what they do. So I felt like it gave a good program, but I am ever aware, I think, that we have to be more competitive and really hardworking all the time in how we're relating to people out there, because there's so much available and people love it. I mean, we love to be fed that visual stimulation all the time. So anyway, some good things. We continue to see our tours up for the year and continue to get phone calls. Right now I have 21 on the books. The highest I think we've had in the last 5 years is 15, so it's substantially up over that number, and I think we'll see it for the rest of the year. I received a phone call this morning from a group wanting to come to Lindsborg and stay for 3 nights, and I think in order to accommodate them, we would have to use both the Swedish Country Inn and our vacation rentals downtown to be able to do that. They want to stay together. And so that is an issue we have to overcome sometimes, and that's part of the bigger tours. We see the same thing at the Sunstrom. This last week, Amy contacted me and told me that she had a group of CPAs that get together for an annual conference, and they did not have enough lodging in Lindsborg. That was the type of lodging they wanted in order to be able to hold their event here. They were going to see if we could do a smaller event, an educational event sometime during the year, but we weren't able to capture that bigger annual meeting. So those are things we continue to try to work around, and we see that frequently when people stay out of town, they tend to want to stay in Salina, even though we try to push them towards McPherson, because at least those tax dollars are staying in our county. So, any questions for me?
You say, I'd like to go back to what you said about 80 events, I think you said, so far this year.
Yes.
But that means we have from now until January 1 to complete the year?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
That's very good.
Thank you, Holly. Kim?
Hi. Guess what I wanted to talk about a little bit is about the safety center. I would like to be able to talk about the new EMS building, but we're still in limbo Safety Center will be 30 years old next year. So, it needs a little bit of work, and so we kind of projects for the departments to work on. Purchase some sealant, so it's going to be a Blue Jean Friday. We're going to do some sealant on the back, south wall, and some issues with the brick back there. The fire department had come up with a project of trying to raise all the arrows off the floor. They want to bring them up from the ceiling down. So I think we're looking for this year just different projects that we can do to bring the safety center back into a little bit of luster. We had some rust coming in after 30 years, so there are a few things we need to replace and we're working on. So I just want to make you aware that we have been looking projects to try to the safety center back to looking good.
Tim, that south wall has been a concern for years, I think, hasn't it?
It's been something we've been fighting for.
Will there be anything, the two buildings aren't going to be blocked anyway. So is there, I mean, is it something we just need to engineer? I mean, you know, what I mean, is it a case of sealant every 30 years? I mean, what's, it just feels like we've talked about that, you got water coming in under the slab or, you know, through whatever, this and that. Is it something where we just, what are we missing that we can't get a final resolution?
I think it's coming in, somehow it's getting into the brick. And then it's filling in inside of the block. And first then it sweats and gets wet, and then you're getting paint on that wall, and the moisture, it's not good for you either, so. Not a lot of sealant, so we're just gonna go up there.
You think it's rough?
It's right there, I think it's right where the roof comes down from the bay, and where it starts at the corner there for the safety, for the police department, right on that back edge, right where those two come together. Somewhere right in there is where we're having an issue.
And we blame the police department then?
Yes.
Yes.
No, EMS. I'm blaming
Yeah.
EMS.
Turning mold or anything there?
Haven't seen any, well, I haven't seen it. So,
Yeah, we have roof guy, okay.
yeah. Roof guy can't figure it out, so she get carpenter, so she get a roof guy.
So Tim went down, see what happens.
We're just gonna see if we can go in there, and just seal the right out of it and see what happens. Unless you have any input, I'll make you my blue
I'll
jeans.
send you a roof guy.
Jim, the stuff, 4th of July issues were pretty tame?
Pretty tame.
Good. Thank you for what you
Almost, I was off that day, so most of my guys did go to work.
EMS have many calls during that?
Just the normal number. I mean, they're busy, they're pretty busy all the time. Nothing over and above. None related to fireworks.
Ted, do we have a drone policy?
I'm sorry,
A drone policy?
we do not.
Doesn't that fall under FAA now?
Yes.
So now they changed some stuff, so that's.
Depending on what type of drone, you actually have to have well,
License.
not just a license, a commercial, no, a pilot's license.
Over 50 pounds.
Of course, it also depends on what type, how high you fly, things like that. There's a fairly low ceiling that you have to cross before you have to get that license.
But if you possessed a permit prior to the regulation, you don't have to have that driver's license, isn't that right?
Then I don't know if I can answer that question.
Your drone, Tim. Thank you, Tim. Kim?
2.5 years ago, you might recall, I was complaining in the fire report about a big job we were having done on our water tower in the country. They started on first day of November 13, and we didn't have the use of our tower for the next 2.5 months. It took until 1/17/14 before they were put back in service. We have a couple of different maintenance agreements with this company, but I don't think maybe it's time that we rethink that. We are budgeted to our in-town tower, both inside and out next year. It's a very large amount of money. What was that?
No, I'm just listening.
Nothing about that. Anyway, I'm looking at various options, and when we were at the Rural Water Convention, we made sure we talked to everybody that pays higher around, and we feel like we picked out a couple of really good companies that we think will do the job that we need and expect to pay for. That being said, I've also been approached by someone from that show that presents a whole different take on water towers, and that is for a 10-year, well, basically, they take over your tower. You pay for it, you can paint it and repair it up to best possible standard, and then you pay basically a maintenance fee from that on, and we never have to worry about the maintenance again. They would take over all painting, any repairs, anything that would need to be done. And it roughly equates out to about, if you budget, I think we're $140,000 for next year, it's painting. And they're basically saying they would charge you a yearly cost of about 10% of whatever it costs to bring it up. That's how much you pay for it. And is this interesting to you? Want me to pursue this? We want to just go the convention route and just find the best bidder we can, best price.
How old is the company? How long is it?
Oh, I can't tell you that. We've had some preliminary discussions, and I thought it sounded interesting, but I've got a list of cities to use.
And the reason that we find it interesting is because it just evens out the cost instead of this really huge cost every 10 years or
Yeah,
whatever.
and you break it down, and we don't ever have to call them. We can say, hey, there's Russ, take care of it, but so we're not going to leave you hanging and try to make another year out of it, because we want you to be our recommendation to the next people. They swear they will take care of any issue whatsoever.
We talked to many cities that have contracted.
That's a lot of work to get all those questions answered. Are you interested? Is this something I should pursue?
I think we should.
Is there an initial buy-in? Do you have to pay up?
Yeah, you pay for the initial paint job.
Because what I'm seeing here is you're paying for that paint job, which let's just say it's $150,000, and then you're gonna pay them $15,000 a year for the next 10 years to do that.
Their payment plan, I don't want to try to tell you exactly how that works, but
I'm gonna assume that
it'll
they
be the
have to
same.
make money,
They'll make money.
So even if they were just breaking even, it'd be $15,000 a year for the next 10 years, and then they repaint it then and keep.
Yeah, we never have to pay for it.
But what I'm thinking there is then you're paying $15,000 a year for 9 years that you could be exponentially drawing some interest on it. Because interest rates are horrible right now. But they may not be in 5 years, or 6 years or whatever. Whatever that money.
There's a lot to consider in it, and it's going to take a lot of work. He's going to have to climb the tower, we're going to have to go through the thing, and determine everything that has to be done, come up with a price, and then a proposal.
Tim, is it paint only? There's a maintenance, all maintenance.
All maintenance, if there's iron that needs to be repaired,
I'm sorry.
there's the catwalk if we start.
What grade is our tower in today on the tin scale? In town,
65.
76, 6 or 7, 9, 10.
All those guys, yeah, yes.
Is there maintenance in addition to painting that's budgeted for next year? Or is
That
that
was,
just-
yes, $2,400 a year is our maintenance rate.
Did you say earlier on in the proposal that they actually, when you say took over a tower, you didn't mean take over ownership, they take over maintenance?
All, yes,
So-
all painted and maintenance.
The space that we rent on the rental tower to those people that have antennas
Sometimes us.
are still ours. I don't even know if that represents a significant amount of money.
Well, for budget reasons, I don't know, but it's, Greg maybe answer this, would it be easier to budget, let's just say, just use 15,000 a year, that's incorporated in the budget versus every 10 years coming up with 140, 150, 200,000, whatever it might be in 10 years to do this, to come up with that large chunk of money, or just budget annually to pay for something like that?
So I'm not really hearing a financial advantage, I guess. I hear a convenience factor, but I don't hear a financial advantage, but
Well, let's just say, I mean, it's 30 years old, how many times have we had this, the tower?
We're talking about the tower that's 80 years old.
80, okay. Okay, just in the last 10, 15, 20 years, how many times has it been repainted?
It's been totally repainted once. Well, it's due next year, so.
I guess where I'm going with this is, I mean, how much did it cost us 20 years ago to do it versus what it costs 140,000 this year, and then 10 years down the
I don't
road?
remember 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying, we're almost guaranteed that the price is going to go up.
Yeah, and I asked him about that, and he said that they usually tie it to the, they just put a flat 3% in the year of the same. And I said, well, that adds up a lot, because I do that in my business myself. I think that's too much. Can you tie it to the consumer price index? He says, probably, and I thought that would be.
Is there
What
a
do we do
life
with one,
of
excuse
it?
me, Vic? I'm
Is there
sorry.
a life for a water tower? I mean, 80 years old.
If you keep, it's 39, my math was bad, 36 or 39. Yeah, I'm sure there is, but if you keep doing the maintenance, then it's got a lot of high end. If iron doesn't bust, iron keeps jamming.
Who has inspection responsibility and who does?
We can look at it anytime we want. And they will come out and do it on their own, so they know what they need.
Well, I guess, I mean, is there a regular schedule that they come out on their own and
Yeah.
inspect it?
They would come out yearly and determine what they need.
And then the reporting mechanism of the inspection, not just a written, but,
Yeah.
you know, I'm thinking of external issues that can be somewhat easy to see. Internal issues become
Yeah.
hidden.
And that's why they, it's virtually a maintenance agreement. The one we have right now, they take pictures of everything, we get a big one written report. And I would expect no less on that.
What's the current maintenance agreement cost us?
2,400 a year,
how much?
2,400.
This is slightly off the point, but what do we do when you have to drain the tower to paint the interior? What provides water then, just through pumps? Just the water pressure then is just provided through pumps?
Yes, we close the valve and then we, at the tower, so that it can be empty. And then we run direct pressure off the wells out in the country. And that's where those variable frequency drive
Yeah.
units help. We can basically adjust it to where, we're not pouring water out on the ground all the time, but the pumps run 24/7.
Yeah. Thank you.
But we can dial it down where there's virtually no waste.
Tim, I think I'm hearing there's enough interest in it, you need to gather some more information, work with Greg, and get on the finance numbers, and come back with some solid answers to any of the questions that you've asked, or anything you may ask.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you were at least interested, then we'll go from there. Anything else?
Thank you, Tim. Dan, Holly, thank you all very much. Other,
I have some constituent concerns for residents, abandoned or empty residents, I guess, at 121 North Pine. I weeds are really tall in back, in front, but if you go to the back, there are a couple of items of concern, including a van and it's been abandoned, doesn't run, and a metal shed that has blown over in the wind, and a camper that has the windows out and concern for critters and vermin and all sorts of things. It's becoming unsightly. I know they are circulating a letter to be sent to the city, and several neighbors have signed it.
You're saying that it's abandoned, the house?
The house is currently unoccupied.
It's code violations that we need to be
Yeah.
aware of, so.
And obviously some safety and health issues as well.
Tim, are you aware of this property, and if you're not, would you ask? Are you working on some things there?
We worked on the weeds, I don't know if we worked on what else we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. That's very cool. Something that the chief and team area.
I encourage you to still go ahead and send a letter.
Oh,
to the
I would
city.
say that's fine. Thanks for the bits of information. Are there any others from council members? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.